All right. Let's fix the camera. All right. Here we go. There we go. Who's up in here? Nobody yet? Waiting for the people to come in. Talking to myself, I suppose. Chicago, what up? You're here. You're here. You're the first one. Well, not the first one. First one to talk. Yo, Chicago. What's the weather in Chicago today? It is 80 degrees right now out here in New York. Tri-state, I should say. 80 degrees. Like it's hot. Like my daughter's at the beach. Like hot. Like 80. When you step out there, you're like, fuck, it's hot. You didn't get the notification? The fuck? Drunk Irish man, what's up? My guess would be the usual 10, 11 p.m. shit. I'm always lurking in the shadows. You're the man. You didn't get the noti. Well, that's weird. Is it hot anywhere else? Is it boiling hot? 65. Yeah, okay. So I guess it's just hitting us here. It's fucking boiling right now. Crazy. It's today. Yep, tonight. I like the rain. I actually love the rain. I love it when it's like pouring rain. Always have. You know why? Because that was the only time in New York City, in Hell's Kitchen, growing up, where everything would calm down. So I wouldn't have to worry about getting robbed outside. I wouldn't have to worry about people getting fucking shot up, people breaking into my crib. Like, the streets were calm. Rats, mad rats in New York City back then, right? In Hell's Kitchen. They hated the rain, so they'd be gone. Everything would just be somber and calm. I think that's what it is. Because to this day, I love the rain. Love it. In Louisiana, well, that's about the weather here, Hitman. We shorts loving the weather. Yeah, that's kind of what it is here. Yeah, it was way worse back in the day, though. Like, I go to my old block now, and there's no rats. Every now and then. Yeah, but not like I used to see. Man, I wish I recorded. I wish we had fucking cell phone, like camera phones back then. I would see, all jokes aside, like I'm not exaggerating. I remember one time we counted to come to my house, right? There's like the trash that's outside in front of my building. And the rats would be going through the trash. Mad rats. And the hole that I guess they ran back into the floor, I guess, was on the other side of my building. So they had to run across my walkway so I've had rats fucking run into my feet. So we'd always go and then we would bang. My man had a crowbar, right? That's how it was growing up, man. When you were kids, like growing up, teenagers in New York City, you always carried something. My man had a crowbar, a knife, crowbar, whatever. We didn't fuck with guns, but so he would take the crowbar and he would bang. Like all New York City buildings have like a cast iron, like little fence, I guess. Like it's a little cast iron fence in front of where the garbage is. And the gates that open to go into the building. So he would take his crowbar and he would bang on the cast iron a couple times. It made a loud noise. And the rats would get scared and they'd run. And we would wait for them to all run and go into the hole so we could finally go into the building. And one day we did that. Boom. And we're like, let's count. And we counted 30 rats in under a minute ran. 30 fucking rats. I'm talking rats like this. Not little like this. 30 of them in under a minute. Bam, bam, bam. Ran into the hole. Nasty. And then one day, my friend goes, one of my boys like, yo, why don't you call 311? I'm like, what the fuck is that? He goes, well, what's up, Ray? He goes, well, 311 is what you call to do complaints in the city. Like, let's say you go to a restaurant and there's like roaches there, you complain. It's if let's say you see a building that's all run down, you call and the city will come and look at it. Like if it's on non-livable conditions, whatever, you just call them and tell them there's a rat infestation. I'm like, they're not going to give a fuck. This has been here for years. So like, why don't you try? I called through it. Now, mind you, my neighborhood I grew up in, right? All black and Hispanic and Puerto Rican mostly, right? And like immigrants, a lot of Puerto Rican immigrants, a lot of immigrants too. Poverty, like it was impoverished, that area, right? It was a better word, ghetto as shit, poor. So we don't have that mentality. The mentality isn't there like, oh, they'll fix it. The mentality is like, this is what we're living in. So I'm like, fuck it. So I call. Within 2 weeks, the rats are gone. I think so. The city called the landlord of the building where the hole was, and was like, yo, you got to fix this or you'll get fined. And that's the only thing that makes them do improvements back then, the slumlords, to any of the buildings, is if they're going to get fined. So it worked. So the rats went from 30 or 40 till maybe like 2 or 3. And that's my story. So to this day, I have a phobia of, I get scared of mice. I don't fucking roaches don't bother me at all. My wife will pass out. I don't give a fuck about her. I'll kill them with my hand. We had an infestation of roaches. When I mean infestation, I mean we turned the light on, they would scatter, like 50 of them at once. But since we had so many rats, to me, rats are bigger, grosser, more intrusive. They'll come in, they make noise. To me, that was the worst of two evils, so I didn't give a fuck about the roaches. What's up? Rats in Chinatown. Oh my goodness. You Chinatown, New York? Or are you talking about Atlanta? Bailey, I don't know. You might have a Chinatown in Atlanta too. Our rats like family. You from New York, Ray? He's old and dated, yeah. Oh yeah? Okay. Was good, Seth. Let's make magic tonight. That sounds extremely gay, but okay. New York. So you been to Chinatown? Yeah, Chinatown is nasty because most of the Chinese in Chinatown own the buildings. And they're used to how the living conditions in China are, which are below human standard. So they don't give a fuck. So nobody's calling on nobody because they're used to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to call the city because the people there are used to it. So that's literally 80% of people in Chinatown, at least back then, were from China. So they're like, we're in America. I don't give this is just as shitty as China, but there's an opportunity here, you know? I thought people from Hell's Kitchen love having rats. I was used to it, but I didn't love it. Nah, that shit scared me. Creep me out. I used to have mad mice in my apartment. My apartment had mice, thank God, never rats, because the holes were small. You know, because when you live in an old building like I lived in, you can try and plug up holes, but there's so many little holes because you're talking buildings built in the early 1900s, late 1800s, wood framing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the land. Yeah, nah. My mom ended up getting smart though. She ended up finding a lawyer. They had lawyers there that'll protect for free, protect like impoverished New York City tenants. She ended up having lawyers go and make the landlords in the 90s. No, it was 2000. That's how long it took. In 2002, my mom made them, took them to court, and this is all free. The lawyers, it's like they're public, like they work like not for profit for the tenants, impoverished tenants. They made the landlords upgrade because they hadn't upgraded any. Like I had those old school faucets where it's like one side's hot, one side's cold. Like I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Everything was old. I had the old tub. Like they made them because by code you have to upgrade shit every like 50 years, and that's my shit I was living in probably since construction, 100+ years. It was the same shit. Nothing had changed. No tiles, nothing. So my mom got smart finally years later, but I had already moved out. I was already like 25 so I grew up when it was all just garbage. Yeah, maybe in New York next week. All right, let me know. We doing? Yeah, we are for sure. Yeah, the food's good, but the thing is, you got to know where to go. I have a lot of like Chinese friends, you know what I'm saying, like their families from China, and they know. I'm telling you, there's a real difference between going to the authentic China, the spots where if you walk in as a black guy or I walk in as a white guy, they're gonna look at us funny. Those are the authentic spots. That's where the food is fucking good. Where they're almost right. Not almost, they are. They don't really like seeing non-Chinese people in there. They'll serve you, but they don't like it. That's where the food's the best. So Marco ratted. Boom, boom. Even on a Saturday morning? What? Chicago, me and you, let's go. Nah, it wasn't dangerous. It wasn't dangerous. If you fuck with the Chinese mob, it was dangerous. But nah, it wasn't dangerous. Chinatown wasn't dangerous. It was dirty. It still is. It's nasty. But New York is all changed. Like my neighborhood now is, funny enough, my neighborhood has all the same buildings. They just, threw some spackle on them, painted them, upgraded the appliances, and now it's nice. A lot less rats. I did see a rat. Funny enough, I went to go visit my mother last year, and there was a couple of rats running around. It was fucking triggering me back to my childhood. I thought she had died too, which was fucked up. She's in a home now, but I thought she wasn't answering the door and all that. And I thought she was dead. I was sure that we had to have the cops come in, break down the door, and then as we're coming in, she finally wakes up. My mom's on oxygen, so I guess the oxygen had fallen off. So when you need oxygen and it falls off you, you get into a delirious state. When you don't get enough oxygen, you're not going to die, but you're going to be you get delirious. So she was just basically out of it. And then finally she came to her senses, opened the door, and then we put the oxygen on her, and within 20 minutes she started acting kind of normal again. But yeah, that was rough. Sitting there thinking my mom's dead, seeing rats, just being triggered back to my child. That shit was fucked. People say, oh, if your mom dies, you want that apartment? I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm taking that apartment. It's cheap. It's only it's mad cheap. It's $800 a month, which that would go for probably $4 or $5 grand a month right now because she's been there for 40 years. It's rent controlled. I wouldn't touch it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. There's no amount of money you could give me to make me go and relive those fucking times. That's not happening. That's why I hate when people talk about growing up in the ghettos. Yeah, I'm from the hood. That shit was awful. Who the fuck would want to do that? Yeah, okay, so it taught me how to fight. Big deal. Some days I wish I, didn't have the emotional scars and I didn't know how to fight. Maybe I'd be a fucking healthier person. I don't know. Mark, you see Haney? Yeah, I did see that. Nah, I'm an only child. That's another thing that was whack. It was just me. My father wasn't around, just me and my mother. My mother wasn't around either. Just me. Just me. Literally, I was walking around in Hell's Kitchen at 8, 9 years old, which was just bad parenting. But untrue, any race can tell you if you're cultured by your demeanor, dress. You can tell. Money. Nah, you talking about what I said? Nah, they don't give a fuck about money. They're racist in Chinatown. They don't want. They just want Chinese people in those hardcore, authentic spots. Trust me, I've been through it. What's up, John? I mean, maybe it's changed. I haven't been there in a while, but that's how it was. Matter of fact, I even went to Chinatown one time with my boy Eddie, right? He's Chinese. His family's from Hong Kong. He's American, though. He doesn't really speak it. They got so... He came in with me, which is a red flag to begin with, because I'm with him. Then they're they spit at him, and they spit at him in Chinese, and he starts speaking English. And I'm telling you, this dude's... The Chinese food owner, restaurant owner's face dropped and turned to stone. He was disgusted that his fellow Chinese man didn't speak Chinese and was an American. I saw it. He was disgusted. That's how it was back then. You'll take it? Yeah, okay. And I'm not even on the lease, so I don't even think I could take it, by the way. I could probably convince the landlord to give it to me, but does being jacked give you a punch resistance for your jaw, Marco, because it doesn't give speed? Nah, being jacked doesn't do shit. I think it just slows you down, Gio. You're right. No, thank God. They don't have opposable thumbs, Clarissa. But I think you know that. Chicago talks like Chicago is from a Marvel movie where it's from a comic book movie. He talks that that's how it is. They'll torture you, and they'll hold you for ransom, and the mayor is going to have to get you out of here. We know it's not like that. Goofy. So you're really close with Tia's sibling? No, I'm not. Tia's not. Well, yes, with her brother. She doesn't really talk to her sister. She has two sisters. Two of the siblings we talk to, but we're only really close to her brother. That's the person in Florida who I want to move to fucking Florida. Because the weather will be like this. Today it's 80 outside. Florida's like this every day. Who the fuck wouldn't want to do that? There is no hood in America. Go to a third world. So, Bailey, my mother's from Bulgaria. I don't know if you know that. Bulgaria, I went to Bulgaria every summer as a child. I speak the language fluently. Bulgaria is a third world country. It was under the communist fucking curtain when I was coming up in the 80s and 90s. I know all about third world countries. It's a different thing. It's a different thing. The Bulgarian hood was it. New York City had way more of a danger to it than at least Bulgaria. Now I never been to like parts of Africa or fucking Dominican Republic. I don't know what that's like. Jamaica. I heard that's bad. So maybe but Bulgaria, that third world, was not like New York City. And New York City back then, it was like the cops didn't give a fuck. You know how many times I've seen cops just drive by fights, like knife fights? I saw cops drive by dudes knife fighting and just beeping, break it up, and they just keep driving. They don't give a fuck. Maybe it wasn't a knife fight. Maybe it was like a brass knuckle fight. But they didn't give a fuck. They had so much bigger things to handle back then. So, but again, you might be referring to third world countries, other ones, like ones that I never experienced. But I know the one I experienced. And Hell's Kitchen was worse, but better because you had the chance. The opportunity was budding in New York City. Whereas in Bulgaria, it wasn't as dangerous. The conditions were just as impoverished, but there was zero opportunity. So you knew you're just stuck in it. So that's the difference with America. Yeah, of course I've seen the movie Kids. That came out right around when I was that age. Like the kids in that movie were like 17, 18. That's the exact age I was. I tell people all the time, I knew so many kids like that. But again, anybody who seen the movie Kids, there was not one whole crew of dirtbags like that. You had sprinkles of those dirtbags, like the one who graped the girl. And, we had sprinkles of those dirtbags that I knew. But I didn't have any whole crews that were all just dirtbags. So it was an exaggerated version of what was going on back then. But it was accurate-ish. Show us the wedding. Oh, you want to see the wedding pic? How expensive was going every summer? I don't know. I don't think it was expensive because the dollar was super, super strong in Bulgaria. Like super strong. So it was actually a very cheap place to travel to and to live in. Plus, my mother had family there. So we were just staying with my grandmother. We never rented houses or anything. We stayed with my grandmother and my aunt. Farmer might pull off the upset tonight. We'll see. We'll see. When it comes from running from can I say ninja or is that bad too? I still don't know the rules. And when you do mean an actual ninja, you're trying to say the N-word. I don't understand what that fucking means. What up, Eon? What up, Eon? See, where Eon grew up, it's nice, man. Nothing but cornfields as far as the eye can see. Horseback, cornfields. Yeah, I was chilling. Hoosiers, a lot of Hoosiers everywhere, whatever that is. Nice. Yeah, it was wild. Luxury apartments, bro. Running water, electricity, paved roads, no hoods in America, bro. Go to Haiti. Yeah, I hear Haiti, DR. I hear Jamaica's fucking bad. I mean, look, I drove through shitty parts of Jamaica. It didn't look that bad, but I know it's different between driving through and living there. Yeah, in Bulgaria, Bailey, that's funny you say that. I've been to towns that have no running water. I'm telling you, I've been to third world. Like I've fucking shit in a hole. Like they have holes where that's the bathroom. I've been to towns where there's no running water. There's one well for the whole town in Bulgaria. Like I'm telling you, when I tell you I've lived it, I lived it. Lived it. I remember having to go 3-4 times a day with a bucket and bring the water back. We would shower in the summer. We would take buckets of water because there was no running water, no hot water. We would leave them in the sun at like 7, 8 a.m. And then by like 1 p.m., the water was like warm. And my grandmother made me think how mad, because I'm a kid, right? I'm like 7, 8 years old. She was like, she called it sun water. She goes, it is the most healing thing. It's God's water. The sun warms it. It heals everything. And I remember maybe it is true. I don't know. But it made me as a child believe I'm pouring magic fucking potion water over me and showering with it. That's how we'd have to shower. Take the buckets, take a little cup, shower in the back, and use the warm water that it took 4 or 5 hours to heat naturally from the sun. So Bailey, trust me, I know what it is like to live in a third world country. Like that shit. When I saw the one water well, I was like, ugh. So it made me appreciate America a little more. But again, it's a give or take. I maybe would have rather have lived a little shittier and in peace and not in fear in Bulgaria than live with running water and paved streets and in fear. And literally, I've had guns pulled on me like you could die. I literally have had 3 to 5 near-death experiences growing up. Crackheads breaking into my apartment while we're there. Dudes pulling guns, knives. Shit, people throwing toasters at you. This is a true on my fucking kid's life. People were throwing, maybe not toasters, I think it was padlock. No, I think it was a toaster. Throwing appliances from 10, 20 stories up from these project buildings, throwing shit at people, just wiling out. It could kill you if it hits you. I had one hit laying right by my feet one time. Right by my feet, just missed me. So what's better? Having a fucking water well or having some, being able to turn on a faucet and ducking fucking bullets? I don't know. Have you taken your family? Nah, just my wife and I have been twice, but nah, since my kids have been born, no. I want to go. It's just, money's, now it is, it costs to fly out there. Living there isn't bad, but the plane ticket isn't cheap. It's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. Notice we talk about rats. Rats will not come out because rats will be caught and eaten. In the 90s, we popped a hole in Guatemala and Costa Rica. Mark, at my camp, we used to take a shit in the hole, basically. And that's what you do. That's how in Bulgaria, that was very common. It stank, there's flies, it was fucking, and you can't sit because there's nowhere to sit. You got to start fucking balancing like you're a gymnast. It's fucking annoying. But you get used to it. No plumbing. Word? There's no plumbing in the Deep South? Is that true? That's crazy. Where in the South are we talking about, Andrew? There's so many people in the U.S. that don't have electricity, running water, heat, safe place, third world, war zones. I have lived here. Yeah, me too. I'm surprised it's still like that now. Shit. Yeah, bro, 125 is like Skid Row now in NYC. You're in NY? I keep fucking forgetting. 125th ain't it? Wait, what? What are you saying? You're saying 125th Street? That shit is being developed. What are you talking about? You talking about New York City? You talking about Skid Row? I forget where you're from, MPO. Third world living was fun as a kid. If you say so. Alabama is a third world country. Oh, you grew up in Alabama? I thought you're from Texas. Or maybe you're from Alabama but moved to Texas. In some areas of the South, he is correct, but very few. That's wild. Wow. Throwing toasters, damn. Yeah. Toasters, padlocks. They would just throw shit at this. It was this project building. Actually, not officially. It was a government housing. So there's a difference between projects, Section 8, and government. Government housing was anybody could live there. They just charge you based on what you make. And if you make nothing, then I think you pay just a very small fee. But it was basically a project. But it was a 20, 30 story. It was a high one. So those shits were fucking coming from high up. What part again? 125th isn't Skid Row. What you mean? Last I've been there, the shit's all developed. They started developing 125th a minute ago. What? What part you live in? Never been to Alabama, but from what I hear. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why like sometimes I get annoyed when people are sitting there like repping the hood. You know, like I don't know. Look, it's all subjective like boxing. My opinion, my experience growing up in that hood was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, when you're growing up, you got to be hard. It sounds good, but as you get to be an adult, that shit is just pain. BK. Yeah, Coney Island's a shithole. Shithole. Coney Island might be one of the. I don't even know if there's that much crime there. It looks like a lot of locals that know each other, but it's such a fucking like. Talk about not touching or upgrading or like it looks like shit. Coney Island. You got the Coney Island the carnival, not the carnival. The what do you call that? MPO. What do we call it? Oh, by the way, look what just came in. Sugar Ray Leonard, and check this is cool. Let me see if you can see it. Where is it? Right there. Look at that. Can you see that? It says Sugar Ray Leonard right there. It's pretty dope. And if you look at the tag, it even says, and these are sparring. These are 16-ounce pure leather. Ooh, soft as shit. Sparring gloves. You can see right there. It says Sugar Ray Leonard sparring gloves. Unopened, still in the package. These are lace up. They have laces, as you can see right there. They're sparring gloves, 16 ounces, super soft, and they have. Can you see it? They have a mesh on the inside, so your hand can breathe. These are dope. So I'm going to auction these off after the belt. These are good for any of you guys who are actual sparring, but even just to hit the bag, these are super. I can't believe how soft this leather is. I'm glad there's a little hole in this. Yeah, super soft title. So I want this to fall on me. Fuck, I'll leave it here for now. But yeah, so we're going to auction those off next. What's up, True? Marco, I do something because I've been coming in lately and you've been ignoring. Huh? No, he didn't do anything. Though an attorney, very well cultured, avid outdoorsman, can hunt, plant. Cyclones and stuff, yeah. Amusement park, that's what it is. It's the only one we got, though. Yeah, nah, they're 16 ounces. That's sparring gloves. That's what they look like. Luna Park. Yeah, no, Luna's the one area of it, right? Luna is just the area where the kids' rides are and shit. The whole thing is called Coney Island. The other part where the cyclone and all that, that's not Luna, unless I'm mistaken. I know you're, but I mean, I know we just moved here, but before that, we would go to Coney Island every summer. And by the way, Coney Island in the 80s and 90s, literal hypodermic needles in the fucking sand. It was so fucking nasty. Hypodermic needles, used tampons. This shit was gross. You want those gloves? Well, if you want to start now, raffling for them, it can't hurt. Right there. $10 Cash App, $10 PayPal, and just specify gloves, not that. We'll do, I'll end up raffling them both. You can get a start earlier. Anybody who wants to enter can enter for those two right now. Oh, boxing gym in Haiti. Holy shit. Can Crawford meet Bivol in the ring? Nah. Bivol's too big. Nathan's be busting though. Can't lie. What part are you from, MPO? What part of BK you grew up in? I didn't know you were a New Yorker. I mean, I guess you told me. I just, how it is. I forget. NY sounds terrible to live. Yeah, that's a fact, David, that is a fact. And some places are kind of shitty and still expensive. Cuba. I've never been to a gym in Bulgaria. I guess I would just, I don't know. I stopped going as much as I became, like I started boxing at 13 and I stopped going to Bulgaria as much right around 15. I went every summer as a child up until like 15. So maybe that's why. You think there will be under 2 knockdowns on Zepeda and Farmer? My bet needs either 0 knockdowns. I don't think so, man. I think they're gonna just. It's gonna be kind of just a boxing match. Have I ever? I don't know if it's good. Mexican, yeah. I was on the University of Arizona boxing team, so yeah, I had mad Mexican food living in Arizona. That I know was good, but Southern, I've had shit that I think is good, but it'd be up to somebody who's from the South to really tell me that it's authentic. I never had it stamped and approved. Like, no, this is good. I mean, New York City, I will say, everybody from everywhere moves there. So you have mad, authentic Southerners cooking it. So it's going to be just as good as in the South. I don't know. Marco Crawford is on par with Bivol. Yeah, but Bivol's too big. Too tall, I think. Because Bivol can use his range. If he can use his range against Beterbiev, who's 5'11", he'll use it against Crawford, who's 5'8". R.I.P. George, for show. What up, R? I want to go to New York one day. Anytime you go, you let me know. I'm going to be tomorrow, like as you guys know, I'm going to be chilling with Mike Tyson tomorrow. Mike Tyson, Shannon Briggs. Hope I should text Briggs, make sure he comes. But I think he lives in Jersey, so I think he'll be there. Bulgarian food is just like Greek food. So we don't have actual gyros, but Bulgarians will eat the same shit. Mediterranean. It'll be like a Greek salad. We call it a Bulgarian salad. It's the same thing. Just the Bulgarian feta is slightly different than the Greek feta, but it's the same shit. It'll be like a Greek salad. It'll be lamb. They love lamb in Bulgaria. Lamb, chicken, like yogurt sauces, that kind of shit. Grape leaves, like that. It's the same shit. John Rui, yeah, because Greece is, if you didn't know, borders Bulgaria. Like I could drive in 6 hours to Greece from Bulgaria. John Ruiz versus Andy Ruiz. God. John might be able to like boringly hold him off, but that John was so boring. Andy's fun, but John is so boring. New York is one of the world's greatest cities to live in. You know, it's funny. I just went outside here, right? It's 80 degrees today. And as you guys know, I moved to Connecticut. I'm only an hour away from New York City. Closer, actually, 45 minutes from New York City. And I'm walking around here, right? It's just suburban as fuck town. Just suburbs everywhere. And I was thinking, like, I miss the streets in New York. Right now, people be out. You see the people with their sunglasses holding their coffees. Just, I like the life. I saw one old bald guy walk by here. That's it. Nobody walks around here. I miss it. But I could always go there. But that's what makes me feel better. I'm like, I hop on a train. I'll be there in 45 minutes. Zepeda went to the chin, gave away with Khan and Haney. Will Zab be there? Great question. No, Zab lives in California, so no. What's up, Oval? Why do they call it Bulgarian squat? I've never heard Bulgarian squats. You tell me. You didn't tell me what part of BK you from, man. Or if you did, I didn't see it or I forgot. So tell me. I'm curious. Damn, Crawford fans got Bud beating Bivol. Nah. But you never know. Greeks have the seafood restaurants on lockdown in New York City. Not really. They have Greek, right? They don't call it seafood. Like, yeah, they do specialize in seafood, but they just call it Greek food. Let's go, True. I bet Bulgarian food is good. It's good. It's good. Yeah. It's like Greek food. Same shit. If you like Greek food, you like Bulgarian food. A lot of yogurt, a lot of like feta cheese, a lot of salads, a lot of dill. They use a lot of dill. A lot of lamb. They do this grossest thing, though. They make a weird pizza and they put mayonnaise on their pizza. Like, if you go to a pizza place in Bulgaria, you have ketchup and mayonnaise as a condiment in every pizza spot. So fucking nasty. What up, Michael? East. Oh, you're in East New York? Like the fucked up part? The belt. So what do you like, Ozone Park? Like near Ozone Park? You like on the border of Queens? What up, Drummond? The KO community strong up in this bitch. I like it. See, even on a slow day, we got 30. Not bad. Yeah, nasty, right? I'm a little annoyed though. I feel like that drama with Ness spiked the numbers. People just wanted to come in and see, and then they just never came back. But whatever, it's all good. Unfortunately, I've learned a lot of channels. Toxicity draws, and that's not the kind of people I want here anyway. But toxicity draws. It's all fucked. So are you in the bad part? Right? Are you right by Queens? Shushu's from Brownsville. I got Shushu. I think Nick Ball is short and not talented. He's like a Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton. Well, see, now that sounds very disrespectful. I didn't mean it that way. He's like Ricky Hatton in terms of Ricky Hatton had better angles and Ricky Hatton was more talented, but just pressure. He's mauling you. I'll take you to some great seafood restaurants in New York. I'm from New York, man, but I don't really eat. Yeah, do what you got to do. No, he has not reached out to me. He has not, I should say, responded to me. No. Now I'm closer to Canarsie. All right. So it's all fucked up where you're from? Are you in projects, a tenement, a house? What are you in? Because I know they got little one-family houses and shit, possibly. I don't know. You know, it's probably an apartment, tenement, normal building. I don't know, maybe a building. You're probably in an apartment, but who knows? If you wake up early enough, you'll see some corner girls outside. Hell yeah, that was Hell's Kitchen every day. No, we didn't. I don't like. By the way, I don't like you guys saying a Marco. That I just don't like it because in a way it. And I know I'm no disrespect to you, Dave. I know you didn't mean anything by it, but I don't want my name to be associated with something negative like that. That's basically somebody being disrespected. Like he disrespected me doing that. So I don't like it. But he threw 702 out? That fucking guy. That guy's always agreeing with everything he says. Mark, you're going to stop playing with my guy, Nick Ball. All right, we'll see. We'll see, Hitman. We'll see. Hey, Marco, you done co-hosting? If Ness has a conversation with me offline, like on, privately, like a man, like I reached out to him. If we have a conversation and we squash it, then I'll come back. But if we don't have a conversation, then I won't. Or if we have a conversation and he's disrespectful, then I won't. I don't think it should be a problem, but I also didn't think he would do this, so who knows? Nick Ball's a freak. I'm on. Nick Ball's a freak of nature for weight because of his strength. Ness has spoken highly of you since you've been away. Highly? Like how? What would highly be? He knows he exact. And look, I get it. I said this when it happened. I'm like, he's going to come to his senses. He had a fucking temper tantrum. He was having a bad day. He had a fucking overreaction. It was a severe overreaction over nothing. And he knew. He knew that. Sorry. Okay, baby. Shut the door, sweetheart. You've always had good. You have good days, just variations of good. Remember this point. You always have good days, just variations of good. Okay, I like that. Toxicity draws, but knowledge is king. Look at Teddy Atlas channel, straight boxing. Teddy Atlas kind of annoys me, though. I'll be honest. He seems like he talks more, and I don't want to disrespect him because I never met him, but he seems like he talks more because he likes hearing himself talk. You know what I'm saying? So you ever meet people who just they want to hear themselves talk? It's not about the substance. Shut the door, baby. That's like saying you got ethered. I told you about a year ago. Not everybody says that. I've seen the dude do it to other people. I mean, I don't know why I was surprised he did it to me, but I kind of was because it was like over nothing. Ness doesn't like people who don't agree. That's a fact. He's Dominican, so if I had to guess, he looks like he's like 75% black DNA, I would guess. Roger that. 702 got into a CYP and wouldn't stop fighting, so he Caesared him, but he let him on a day later. I thought CYP's gone. What's the best watch along? What you mean watch along? Be a professional, squash your beef. think long term. If you're talking to me to squash my beef, what are you doing, baby? No, don't do that now. Put all that back and shut the door, please. I'm doing something now, okay? Do it later. I don't know, but do that later, sweetheart. Sorry, my daughter. Shut the door, sweetie. Love you. When you say you talk about me and him, I mean, yeah, I mean, look, I definitely benefit from being on the show, but I'm not getting paid or anything. Shut the door. I'm not getting paid or anything. So, you know, and I need to start building my own viewership. I can't go live and then not be able to go live or worry if he's live because all my viewers are from him. You know, got to start building my own brand. So, but no, I got nothing to, you know, I'm okay with him. Like if we talk again and he's disrespectful, then but everybody has a fucking bad day. There was no lawsuit. Ness goes through a lot of cars and shops. I know. Troy. Yeah, I've lost my respect for Ness over years. His channel was way better 2 years ago with Danny. I guess. I mean, he used to shit on Danny bad. Like a lot. I remember being like, if you talk to me like that, I would not be on here. Watch along. What are you watching next week? Oh, well, we're doing Zepeda tonight, I believe. Zepeda is going to... I know. I'm worried it's going to be boring, too. Jerry Serrano paid his fee, so CYP came back and is now fighting Tech. Oh, Jesus. Did Ness kick Two-Tone off the show? I don't know. I haven't talked to Two-Tone. Ravers Hagler is hard to beat, Marco. Oh, you meant that one. Fuck, whatever you guys want to watch along. You guys suggest it. Tone has been on either since you got kicked out. Oh, really? Interesting. Maybe Tone is standing up for me. Joaquin, what up? Work hard at building a brand with small channels and boom. Yep. Shit gets hella emotional on TV. So, I mean, you know. Yeah, how weird for communities to pay some clown fee for. And this is what I'm saying. The fact that all of you know what we're talking about, in a way, is bad for me. That means that you all probably only got to know me from there. So why that's good that I have you guys now. You guys are dope. You guys are the best of the best. I want to build my own shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would be happy if everybody in here, like a couple people were like, who's Ness or what's TBV? Like, I want to hear that. That means I'm attracting my own shit. But you got to start somewhere, I suppose, right? I got Zepeda, man. That Hagler. Yeah, it was fun. I wish we had more people in it. Paris Elvis. Nice name. What exactly happened, Ness? Sorry, I've been asked 1,000 times. Oh, he just had a temper tantrum and kicked me off the show over some really, really small, petty bullshit. Like, completely overreacted. Marco, most of these dudes are lying to you. Tone has been back. See, Nick, excuse me. I hate Ness says that, which is reminding me of when you say lying. There's a difference between lying and making a mistake. See, he said that to me. That's his thing. He said, "Why you can't be lying? You lie to your own subscribers, not mine." It's like a lie. If I'm wrong by mistake, it's not a lie. That's a weird. A lie is an intentional mistruth, not being informed or making a mistake. Big difference, by the way. Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Zepeda's, he has a high knockout percentage too. That's why I'm surprised. 70, 80% for a fucking lightweight. That's high. No, never heard of the show. You guys talk about it. Good. Appreciate you. Nice. See, there we go. We got Bailey's one of them, one of the real ones. Marco, I got another site to the raffle if you want to check it out. It's a spinning wheel. Okay. Jan, did you see the gloves? We're going to be raffling off these right here. Sugar Ray Leonard. Let me take this down. Sugar Ray Leonard sparring gloves. Official. And I always want to show this because I think it's pretty dope. You can't see it in the package. It has a little Sugar Ray Leonard SRL thing inside. It's mesh. They're lace up. They're actual sparring gloves, but you can use them for the bag if you want. They're 16 ounces, I believe. Where's the other part of the... Let's see. What does it say? It says sparring. It says leather, and they're real leather. I feel it and smell it. Sugar Ray Leonard leather sparring gloves, 16 ounces. Yeah, they're 16s. So, just saying. You guys want to enter that? Do it. Word. No, Two-Tone hasn't been on that much. Trust me, he hasn't been on that much. Okay, well, maybe he's busy, or maybe, who knows? Good. You know, I know, no, Eon, I know you're an OG. Come on. You, Alberto, that's a fact. That we know. TBV ain't been shit since Danny left. Callers just talk stupid fake. I mean, wasn't it always like that? I've been in your community almost 2 years. Found you on YouTube. Yeah, now you're the man. You're the man. I remember you. They look huge. They're not that. They're sparring. This is what I'm trying to. Okay, this is my point. This is my fucking point. I'm trying to tell you guys. You get hit with these. Look at my fist. Look, I have a small hand, but you get hit with these. And I wish you could feel the weight on these over and over again for 20 years in sparring. You're going to get brain damage way quicker than if you get hit with 14s or 8s. Or I looked it up. What did Ali spar in? What did Joe Louis spar in? They sparred in 8 ounces. That's why there's less brain damage. This is double the fucking weight. People don't listen to me. Now, the one thing these do, they are better defensively. They will, absorb more of a punch, and they do cover more surface area to block. So they're a little better defensively, but when a punch lands with those, I hated. I remember being like, these are like fucking cinder blocks. What are we doing? It's true. Two-Tone is there for comedy value. He's super casual. Yeah, I guess. He's not super casual. He knows boxing. Speed racer? Okay. You still feel body shot. You feel everything with sparring gloves. Yeah, Ali sparred with fucking 8. They sparred with the same shit that they fucking fought in, which is what I think you should do. What's up, Bam? Bam, bam. I think it's Tank. Robert, personally. But, I was sparring with 12 ounces when I was really sparring. That's weird because most gyms, 16s minimum to 20s you're sparring with. Two-Tone DKSAB. What up, Hood Rich? What the fuck does you youngsters with these acronyms? What's DKSAB stand for? Please explain to me, because I don't know what the fuck that means. Spit at me, dog. What size gloves are you going to use during your comeback? I'm going to use those air weight 0 ounces. I mean, no disrespect, but you think that had an effect on Ali's condition? Yes. Oh, no. No, Ali got hit way too much. That's what had a problem. That's why he would literally use getting hit as a strategy. He had no problem getting hit. That's why he is the way he is. And of course, Parkinson's was in him anyway. Don't know shit about boxing. Okay, thank you. All right. Now he knows. He knows. He's not like super. He admits he's a casual-ish, but I don't think he doesn't know shit about it. He knows a good amount. Ness gives off emotional female vibes. I know. It reminded me of my wife will do that shit. Sometimes out of nowhere, just shut the door. Leave me alone and shut the door. You get out. Like go in a room. You're like, don't talk to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? She doesn't want to. Doesn't want to hear it. Like most men, we get a little annoyed, but then we can. Yeah. That's how I felt. I was like, what'd I do? I wonder how a catch weight Usyk versus Bivol 200 would be. Why Tank with weaker resume over better BF? Because Tank isn't fighting the big names. Yeah, and I realize that. Roger Mayweather, right? I don't know if that's his way to get in on boxing to boost his views, or what's up, dude gets off hating like yeah, he's a businessman, Tone. He's trying to just increase his notoriety, his appeal across all platforms, all levels. In gyms here from welterweight and below, you normally spar in 14s because they fight with 10 ounces. Uh, no, welterweights fight 10. Below welterweights, I believe, are 8 ounces. Pros. I believe welterweight's a cutoff. From welterweight up, it's 10 ounces. From, I guess, junior welterweight down, they spar in they pro fights are in 8 ounce gloves. What's the point of boxing discussion if we can't have disagreements? And that's a bitch. Well, that's what I'm saying. The platform is there so we can talk about shit. Now, I get if somebody's being mad disrespectful, which he actually is a lot. So much so where he had to even tell me, I'm going to stop trying to shit on blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Like, but whatever. Oh, for amateurs, I got you. This looks trivia. Here in the AM, welters and below, 10 ounces, 12 ounces for the above. Okay. What did I fight in as amateur? I thought mines were 14s. I remember mines were light. I remember feeling like, oh, I'm about to blaze this, dudes. Because my hands were so fast, even with these 16 or 18s or whatever. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. If I was you, Marco, I would keep that belt. It's all right. Well, I knew it was coming, y'all, on two different sides. Huh? Well, I hope your channel takes off. You deserve it, especially with appreciate you, man. I'm trying. Bradley versus Berto. Ooh. I don't know. I think Berto was a better skilled fighter. Bradley was faster. Maybe not even. I'm gonna go with Berto. Because I don't think Bradley could hurt Berto like the way Victor Ortiz did. See, I got Berto, Ian. I got Berto. Bradley just could take a punch and had speed. Not much power. He had balls. I mean, the motherfucker was he a gunner? Or no, that was Jamel Herring was a gunner in the military. Andre Berto was nice with it. When he first came out, the speed and the power, his problem was he was reminding me of Broner, his body type. He's short, stocky, like naturally muscular dude. I don't think he just outgrew his weight class, and now he was so much shorter than these dudes as he went up, and they were able to, like, I don't know. That's kind of what I got from him. Ooh. Prime Broner, prime Berto. I think maybe Berto. I forgot you. I forgot you love Broner. I think maybe Berto. They're very similar. I just think Berto had better combinations. Broner would be like, ah, 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 ah. He would just throw those, like, they'd be combinations, but they wouldn't be fluid. Like, it'd be like, ah, 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 ah. Like, you get what I'm saying? And he would always scream. Where Berto was like fluid with it. If Broner put together actual combos, more fluid, he would have been more dangerous. So Sugar Ray Robinson is like 16 losses or some shit. What are you gonna do? People lose. Mike Garcia was low-key underrated. Yeah, Broner was always a natural counterpuncher. Tito versus Arrow prime. How could we I don't know. If the Errol that fought Bud got in with Tito, he'd get fucking laid out. I think Tito hit harder than Bud, and Errol would come right at him. Yeah, I got to go with Tito, but we don't know about Errol. Like, I wish he would have one or two more fights so we at least know where to rank his career. Because now we're just like this dominant dude. Although he had a couple close fights, this dominant fighter suddenly gets washed away. I mean, gets just like he went through a car wash. And now we don't know what to think about him. We need a little more data. Broner depends on which Broner. Broner had the most skilled. I don't think he was the most skilled fighter since Floyd. I disagree. I think he looked good. I personally think Berto looked more skilled than Broner. Berto looked faster, stronger. Yeah, well, Eon loves Broner, like loves him. Like his headboard in his bedroom, it's a picture of Broner like this. That's just Eon, though. Mosley versus Hatton, 140. Mosley, come on. Very few people beat Mosley. Funny, I would have said, I mean, because Mosley beat Oscar. Mosley beat a prime Oscar. Nobody beats a prime Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Back then, almost nobody could do that. He fucked Trinidad up. He just had a stupid game plan. I mean, he was blasting Trinidad with some serious combos, then just stopped. Yeah, Mosley, especially lightweight Mosley. Lightweight Mosley was one of the most dangerous fighters I've ever seen. Lightweight Mosley, lightweight De La Hoya. Mind you, these are all, what you guys call weight bullying because they were rehydrating 20 pounds. Mosley and De La Hoya, lightweight, were insane. Just like Duran. That was a bullshit fight. Like, a career welterweight was fighting a career fucking super middleweight or middleweight. Like, it was just Hopkins lost the weight and made the weigh in, but that was a mismatch in my opinion. Hopkins just is supremely disciplined because you saw him fight at light heavy and he didn't have an ounce of fat on him. Like, that motherfucker was really a light heavyweight, and he was just because of his crazy years in prison and how his mind is like a fucking steel trap. He just had the discipline to make any weight he wanted. But that to me was a mismatch. That's why he was able to beat De La Hoya, and I mean, he knocked out dudes who never get knocked out. Why? Because he's way bigger and way taller. Let's say too. He had him at Hopkins like 6'1". I've been around him. What's up, Siege? Ooh, that's a dope fight. Well, based on what we saw with Roach, I got Mosley because Mosley had a great chin. Only went down by Vernon Forrest, but nobody ever stopped him. I think he did get stopped, but it was like his arm hurt. Nobody's ever actually stopped him by punishment. And he only went down to Vernon Forrest once. So Mosley had a chin. So even if Tank lands, Mosley could have taken it, I think. The view up where? Nah, it wasn't one for. They fought at middleweight. So that's my point. He's going down from being a true 75 pounder to 160. And these fucking guys, Trinidad and Oscar, who are really welterweights, going up to 160. So they're blowing up, which is bad because that's not their natural weight. And he's going down. It just made for what we saw, which was an ass whooping because he was just way bigger. Broner had off the chart skill. I don't know. I didn't see off the charts skill. I thought he was good, but off the charts, I don't agree with. Hopkins went to prison, but won't take a sip of alcohol. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Super, super disciplined. Vargas versus Tito, next watch along. Well, the watch alongs, Blind Faith, are the ones that are supposed to be close. That wasn't close, right? Didn't Tito knock him out? Forrest. Forrest. Definitely. Too big. Timothy Bradley versus Danny Garcia. Ooh. I'm going to go with Garcia. Zab Crawford at 140. Damn. I'm going to go with Crawford because I think Zab would get in his ass. Zab would get all up in his ass like a thong and then would start fading, I think. And Crawford, just the patience. And Crawford's another guy. He has that Bernard Hopkins steel trap, focus. So I think Crawford would get tapped up. Crawford would definitely get tapped up like he's on sale at Target, but then would come through in the clutch like MJ and take care of business. Wow. You know what's funny you say that, Bam? Those two guys to me were so similar. Maybe I'm just being racist. Let me hit myself with the that's racist. But
oh, that's racist.
Those guys to me were so similar. I don't know. Because Victor Ortiz is another head case. Like if we have a focused, not scared Victor coming in, he was unbelievable. But if we had a non-focused one, Are you going to go chill with E-Rock today, CJ? Lucas Matisse, Marcos Maidana. I'm about to do a video on Matisse versus Provodnikov. That was a bloodbath. I got Maidana. I think Maidana beats almost anybody, even though Khan beat him. But Mosley wanted to quit against Pacquiao. Corner talked him out of quitting. Really? Is that a fact? I'm surprised to hear that. Either way, he didn't, so. Ooh. I don't know. You just got to think. It's tough to say. Because if Mayorga could be... That's been Forrest's problem. When you lose to a clown like Mayorga, who never beat anybody else, Mayorga is that generation's version of Ken Norton. Ish. Right? Mayorga was the only one to knock down and dominate Shane Mosley. And then it put him on the map. And then he fucking got destroyed against everybody else he fought. Ken Norton. The only one to arguably wash out Muhammad Ali 3 times. And then everybody else he fought destroyed him. That just shows the whole triangle theory. How the fuck did Mayorga beat Forrest off his victories against Shane Mosley? Zab defense. Zab was nice. Terry Norris? Oh, blind faith. What are you doing to me? Terry Norris is one of my top 5 favorite fighters of all time. I don't know if you guys know that. My favorite fighters of all time are Roy Jiggity Jones, Prince Nassim, Tyson, Prime Tyson, Terry Norris. Those are my favorite 4 fighters of all time that I watched on my come up. And who would win that fight? I got to go with Oscar, man. Just because Terry would tap Oscar up, but Oscar would tap Terry up. And whose chin's better? Oscar's. And Oscar might have been faster than Norris. Or at least they can match hand speed. I go with Oscar. I'm telling you, very few people in history could beat Oscar at 47 or 54. Very few. About a week. But, then we got this one coming up next for these Sugar Ray Leonard custom sparring gloves, real leather. So, but I need at least 20 more entries for this Ring Magazine belt raffle, or we're not doing it. So hopefully you guys will. Zab had his own brand of car rims. Damn. He was also in a Lil' Kim video back when Lil' Kim was fucking boiling hot. I always thought they fought the same identical. Yeah. Yeah, we supposedly no chill. Yeah, we supposedly to chill. No. We supposedly to chill. Okay, well, let me know. Like I said, take a video if you guys take a little video saying hi to the community here. If you guys chill. If you're together while I'm live tonight, I'll put you guys on. Otherwise, take a video and I'll play it. Zepeda, Baranachek, watch along. You almost got that boy hurt. Bradley versus Khan. No power versus no chin. Those be the ones to struggle with the most. Man, Mayorga could fight. That guy was tough. Bailey, are you drunk? It's Saturday. You had a long day in the courtrooms. You're probably you're unwinding, and I think you're drinking heavily. Mayorga had skills. Mayorga threw wild, wild punches. The motherfucker would gas out after like 3 rounds. I don't see that at all. He had some power. He was awkward, so he would catch people. But skills? Roy does not approve of that nickname. Norris was chinny. I know he was. I know. What up, Eric? Nassim, one of my favorite fighters, so skilled. Another sweet pea. Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with Prince, but I don't know anybody who knows him. I knew one dude who knew him, but he was like, "Oh, he had his phone number," but it was like, "Oh, it's his old phone number." So skills, but no balls. He had balls when he was focused. Yeah, that's what I was saying. What's the guy? So what's up? From Philly. Oh, Meldrick Taylor. Facts on facts. Oscar. Shea Mosley versus Marquez. Juan Manuel Marquez, while he's one of the best counterpunchers ever and one of the greatest fighters ever in that weight division, bored the shit out of me. He bored the shit out of me. Badly. Marco want y'all to make it ew. Okay. Who you like tonight? I got Norman and Zepeda. I don't know about them. I don't know about Mayer, man. No disrespect to women's boxing. I don't really watch it, so I don't really know if the other girl she's even fighting is any good. I think Loma would be too slick based on what Marco Antonio Barrera did, but oh yeah, that's not racist. Prince to see him during the Turkey era, that'd be his golden goose. Oh, that'd be wild. So what's up? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Prince's power to me was I study his power. I look at what he does to generate that kind of thump and how he throws, and like it's crazy what he does. Prince Nassim, I told you guys, when you throw a punch to get power, this for all you guys who are boxers in here, which I don't think any of you are in here that are boxers anymore, but when you throw a punch, right, you don't want to wind up. You don't want to go like, remember yesterday I was saying Ali would do this. Ali would do this, would whip. Instead of coming like this, like coming forward, you go all your motion to throw a hard punch and a fast punch. The beginning motion of any punch, is for all of you, needs to just be forward or up, not back. That's a big one. So Prince and punches that land the best are the straight punches. They're the fastest. They're right down the middle. They're the hardest to block. But the problem is there's only really one hard straight punch, which is a straight right, or if you're a southpaw, straight left. What Prince did, he turned his well, he's a southpaw, so he turned his jab hand into a hard punch. He threw a weird straight jab uppercut where he would go like this and then at the very end snap his shoulder. So he would throw a 1, 2, and then boom, a hard straight punch. A few people have done that. Pacquiao does that. All of Prince's punches, even the one that knocks down Kevin Kelly, it comes from here and he throws it down and he snaps his shoulder. All his punches went downward. They all had a shoulder snap at the end, and they all came from right here without any coil back, no cock back. Boom. Hard punches. You throw a hook. Boom. Look at that. Look what I did. Boom. I'll do it slow. Boom. That's a hard punch, not this. That you'll see. If I'm in front of you, you'll see this. You won't see this. Boom. When I hit that machine, well, I scored higher than fucking 250-pound dudes. What'd I do? I just brought it right from here. Bam, came over. That's it. I didn't do this. I didn't turn all the way here. I brought it. Boom, I just came over. That's where all the power is. Think about it. The more it travels, the less it's losing its velocity and its buildup of its trajectory. You want it straight. Bam, a straight right hand. I tell people when they jab, when you jab, All you do is bend your elbow in a jab and twist. Bend elbow. You don't go back. You just bend your elbow and twist. That's a jab. And then, you go forward. You want to get same thing with the straight right. You bend your elbow and twist. And then the shoulder snap at the end. Prince was a master. I hope I didn't just lose everybody with all this, or I hope I explained it correctly. But Prince was a master at throwing those shots. What up, Low? Those are the shots. Yup, that's a fact. And Low, I hope you heard my message. There are levels of people being on the spectrum. On the spectrum, there's tons of levels. It's not just what you think it is, where it's dudes who are like little children. There's tons of levels of it. Trust me, I've studied this shit in psychology. Thanks, I'll use this next time my girl acts. Have her fucking tooths will be out of her mouth. And MPO will be like, hey, I just shoulder snap. That's funny. That's funny. You know where visualizing Ness when you hit the machine. First off, I hit that shit like 2 months ago. And second off, I'm not upset with him. I was more shocked. I was like, what the fuck? What? Marco Ali perfected punching from angles on the pivot physics. Ray Robinson was the same. You ever watch? I love Cobra Kai. Me and my family watch that shit together. All of us. My daughter, my son. Hell yeah. Nah, my shorty and I put on gloves and spar. I sparred with Tia a couple times. Like, I would go easy on her. It was funny. We'd spar, we'd be messing around. I'd pop her lightly, and then I'd grab her and hold her. And so, because, I want her to get drained to push me off, because it drains you. I'm trying to get her an exercise. And I'll kiss her, too. She'll get pissed. Like, while we're fighting, I'm like, pop, pop, pop. I'll, like, piece her up, like, light. Then hold her. I'm like, come on, come on. She's like, get the fuck off me. It gets her pissed. She has a bit of a temper sometimes. I was on Maury once. No, you weren't. Were you really on Maury? You're probably joking. That's a joke you would make, but were you? Because I would love to see that clip. I went to Steve Wilko's show once. Not as a fucking guest, just to watch in the audience. They actually filmed that shit around here. Prince had power generated from his legs, just like Pacquiao, but Pacquiao power did not sleep you like Prince. Well, Pacquiao lost a lot of his power because he was not fighting in his weight class. If Pacquiao would have stayed at 135 or 40 or whatever his natural weight class was, he probably would have been sleeping people. Like, that's what he was doing when he fought Morales, Morera, and all those guys. He was knocking people the fuck out. Word. Don't they all? I wish that was true. Had a dance pretend just for the occasion. Had a dance prepared. I mean, we would just, it was more for exercise. You know what I mean? And I would just tap her, like, boop, 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 like tap her. One time, I remember she had her period, right? She starts crying because I'm pissing her off. And I was like, there's no crying in boxing. I'm like mushing her. She was getting so pissed. It was funny. It was funny. Like crying, like out of anger, because I'm tapping her and I'm holding her and I'm like, and then I'll give her a kiss in the clinch, which to me is fucking hilarious. Crawford versus Pac-Man. We would just do it in our living room, by the way, not like at the gym. It's a fight we were robbed of. I mean, Pac-Man's old. What up, Nando? Someone win the... Nope. It's still there. And Nando, if you're interested, we're also going to raffle off after that these custom Sugar Ray Leonard. You see sugar on them right there. Sugar Ray Leonard. See it? SRL. Title, real leather, lace up, 16-ounce sparring gloves. We're going to raffle those off next. But it's all the same price. $10 to either this Cash App or this PayPal account. And you put your name and, of course, what raffle item you're going for. We're just doing the belt now, but if you guys want to start entering for the gloves, whatever, I could make a separate list. Nah, he didn't really go on Maury. He's kidding. Marco, someone won the belt. I got the belt. He probably does got it, but he already has like 7, 8 entries or whatever it is. That's hard to tell. That's hard to tell. Probably Tarver, to be honest with you. What style of boxing? Joe Pilot, what up? ¿Qué lo que? ¿Tú sabes? I don't have a favorite. I could appreciate all of it. I love brawlers. I like slick block boxers. I like the Mexican style when they're punching hard. What you mean? I'm hella sophisticated in this bitch. Tranquilo, mi hermanito, which means chillin', my brother. Mi español es muy mal. Yo soy gringo, sucio gringo, pendejo. Ay, carajo. I don't know. That's some New York shit, Pilot. I don't know if they say ay, carajo in fucking Boston, but that's more Puerto Ricans, I think. Ward versus B-Hop. I'll tell you one thing about that fight, which is a fact. One thing about that fight, which is a fact.
Boring. Boring.
That's a fact. It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. My mic is contact, but I attract clientele. I got 3 degrees in criminal record, life about balance. Oh, we got, which one is this for? Jesse, but what's that for, Jesse? I'm assuming, and who's Jesse? There's a problem here. I'm assuming Jesse was who just asked, right? And I'm assuming, I just got a cash app. I'm assuming it's for the ring belt. I'm put it in for the ring belt. Correct me if it's wrong. Correct me if whoever just sent that is not, because they didn't put what it's for. That's the problem. There is no there's no word on what that's for. So, yo, I love your Spanish, bro. It's definitely Boricua Spanish. Warlock, you are what ethnicity and from where again? Gracias. Mi español es muy mal. Big L versus, come on, Big Pun. I got Big Pun as one of the greatest rappers who ever lived, lyrically. Better than Big L, yes. Which style was yours, if you can describe? I could show you a video and then you could tell me. Boricua, yeah, okay. I speak Mexican. Oh, we got another one. We got another one from our brother. Early start for, oh, all right. CJ's in for the Ray Leonard gloves too. CJ's in for the Ray Leonard gloves. CJ's in for the Ray Leonards. We got our first Ray Leonard entry. CJ Rich. CJ's going to win all these fucking raffles. Oh, I think Nas. I think Jay's overrated. So, Nas. I put ring belt raffle in. Oh, you did? Why does it not say that? I'm looking. It sends an email. And it doesn't say that. Let me see if it says it on the Cash app itself. Let's see. So, okay, it does. In the Cash app, it says it. It doesn't say it in the email it sent me, though. You're all good. You're in. You're locked in, Jesse. You're locked in, my brother. Damn. Did CJ win those last? Nope. E-Rock won them. Guru versus Cool G Rap. I never got the whole fucking Cool G Rap thing. I don't know if Pilot's still in here or Warlock's still in here, but Guru, he's a Boston dude. He's one of the best to ever do it. Cool G Rap, I never really. People love him. I don't think he's bad. I just never really tickled my fancy. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you a fucked up story I heard though about Guru, and sad because he died from brain cancer, but he was a blazing alcoholic. And one of my boys who used to, I guess, was a bartender at this bar, because he moved to New York and Brooklyn. He repped Brooklyn, which is weird, Guru, right? A lot. Like he mentioned being from Boston, but repped Brooklyn, like because he moved there and kind of adopted it as his second place. My man, with his own eyes, one day would see Guru come in all the time, would get drunk, was kind of a nasty person, was always like in a bad mood. One day, he was hitting on this girl and he was being handsy with her. He touched her and the girl was like, no, no. And then so she threw a drink at him and he closed fist punched her in the face. Guru. And this was, my boy saw it and the security broke it up. Now, I don't get involved in people's personal lives, but the two things that I do not respect in a man is hitting a woman or a child. So that made me lose a lot of respect for him. And now when I hear his songs, I'm like kind of took a little bit. Hey, look, I still pump R. Kelly like nobody's business. So, it's not going to make me stop listening, but it definitely affected it. Black Thought, Andre. I never really was a big Andre fan. So, Black Thought. Third base, corny. That's how Tupac was. He would hit women? That's what people say, Joe, but there's no proof of that. There's one interview where he's like applying for high school and he's being kind of like, I think he was just trying to play like a real, I think he was trying to suck up to the girl, like girlfriends, because that was the one who was going to admit him. That's what I think. I think he was just sucking up to her and trying to portray what she wants. All right, my bad. Wifey. Guru. Yeah, it made me really like kind of turned off when I heard that he punched her. Like crazy. So he was like fucking molesting her and then he fucking snuffed her when she didn't want to be molested. Like that's the rapper Guru to you? Remember I told you about that?
Yeah.
Tupac was not gay. I mean, maybe. I don't think so, though. He's not gay. My brother is gay. I know what gay looks like. Now, this man, he is gay. And him, he's definitely gay. Who can turn down a pussy like this? Puss, 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 puss. Who knows what that's from? I think I've done that before. Oh, I don't know, Blind Faith. I don't know. Scarface was dope, but not really my thing. Yo, home turkey, hurry up and read your speech. And yes, your childhood home was a shithole. Shane was there. He saw it. He saw the rats. Boomerang, thank you. Woo. Wrench. Yeah, you know what? You deserve a wrench. Fuck it. You're gonna. Boom. Drum in. You've been anointed. Welcome to my kingdom. No, I'm just kidding. Sesame Street, The Count. Huh? Yeah, the movie was dope. Salute, Soup. Trivia. Rats are more due to uncleanliness. Thank you.
Dirty ass.
Yeah, you saying I'm dirty? Marco, get a pantry. Yeah. Plenty of boxing tonight. Yep. Murr wants his swag back. All right, I won't mention him again. I don't look like Murr. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Oh, man. All right, so we got how many so far? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, yeah, we still need like a good amount more for this fucking belt. In the 80s and 90s, it was common to beat your wife, but after OJ allegedly killed his wife, they started cracking down on it. Maybe. Marco, there was love. Marco, there was love in your home. Can tell by your personality. You're right. My mom did love me. You're absolutely right. That's it, though. But yeah. No, that's true. And that's what matters, right? You know, my mom was, she had her issues. She was, third world, fucking paranoid. Her father worked for the fucking, basically the KGB in Bulgaria. So she was mad, paranoid. But yeah, no, she definitely did love me. She made a lot of other mistakes, but yep, you're right. Samat, what up? Is CJ still here? I do not know. Hey, has your mom or daughter ever watched you fight? My mom, I don't think so. My daughter, I don't really. I mean, she was born 8 years ago. I stopped fighting a long time ago, so she might have seen. She's seen videos. My daughter. Does Tia have a sister named Tamara? She does not. Boom, boom. You's only child. Yep. I need to speak on those remarks made by Devin Haney. Would you, if you don't cut it out, Marco, KGB. Marco, you've got history like that? Not me. My grandfather, who I was named after, was a ranking military dude in Bulgaria. I don't know what he did. All I know is that when we went to the Bulgarian embassy, everybody knew who he was. That's all I know. Did any of your family box? Nope, nobody. My father did a little bit in the army. My father in the army, he got me into boxing because he loved watching it, and he boxed a little bit. When I mean he boxed, he sparred like 4 times. Very low level. I'm an OG here. Don't come at me like that. You got to stop with this, with the toxic shit, though. I'm serious. It's too much. What was your gym? In New York? The first gym I ever went to was called Kingsway. It was in Times Square. And then I moved up to Kevin Rooney's, to Catskill Boxing Club for a year and a half, 11th grade. Then I came back, and then I ended up fighting in Arizona when I was in the college boxing team. And then I ended up joining Church Street Boxing Gym when I turned pro, which is in the financial district, like near the World Trade Center in Manhattan. These dudes got to respect me. How did your family migrate? Just my mother. My father's American. My mother met him when they married, like that. How many? 5. Only 1 sanctioned. Hardest puncher today. Why not? Why can't they say Tank? Why not? Because you look bad against Roach? What about the other 31 fights he looked great against? Great in. After. Yeah, after. Didn't have the drive. Didn't have the fire to do it every day. Didn't have the drive and the fire to just, every day wake up and make it my life. I would go through spurts of wanting to, then not giving a fuck, then not wanting to. It's a very emotionally driven sport. People don't realize. It can, but who the fuck knows? I was 20. Yeah, exactly. 22 or 23. Yeah. What's this shit? Brunch boxing. Wilder has a fight. Yeah, he's fighting some dude that nobody's ever heard of. Some punk ass. What's up, KDX? I went outside before, just walked around the block. It was so hot. Yeah, just earlier, right before I started my live. It was hot as shit. Like hot, like beach hot.
Yeah, I know. That's why they went to the beach.
What do you think when you call Del support, they always say Dello? Oh, Jesus. Because everyone just looked like they hit hard in Showcase Bouch. Of course not. Remember when Julian Jackson KO'd? I do, and it was sad because I was a Terry Norris fan. Yeah, that's a good fight, Blind. I like that one. Two guys who just lost, but are hard punchers, big dudes, fun to watch. That's a good fight. I like that. Fulton versus Oshaki. Don't really care. Kabayel versus Parker. Ooh. I mean, Kabayel is yet to disappoint us, so how can you root against him? Fulton getting put in the dirt. Oh, no. We don't say that. Keep moving up again. Hold it down 1 second, guys. My bad. Oh, shit. Whew. All right. Fulton is shot. He might be. I think Ryan's KO, no problem if they fight today. Dan Marco is too PC now. I can't say nothing like, nah, man. I don't want you to keep talking shit about fucking. The CJ thing is too much. It's too much. It's like negative. Fulton just beat that Mexican dude and washed him. That, my friend, was racist.
Oh, that's racist.
But you know how Jan is. He's always racist. Dubois versus, I don't know. Go for the body, maybe. Don't fucking quit. Like, he claims white dudes has colored odds. Greater fighter, Canelo or Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Chavez. Come on. When Canelo can go fucking 91-0, then we'll talk. Do you think Zepeda versus Farmer ends in the finish or goes the distance? No. Distance. They're going to rob Farmer again. We'll see. No, I was just joking. Farmer can dodge punches really good for being cross-eyed. How the fuck's that different from Black? I was just joking. Take it easy. Let's see. What is this? Oh, you're putting up. Kiss my ass. Who you think is the hardest puncher? Probably Tank. Better resume is Canelo by far. No. And, you got to look at other things. You got to look at longevity. You got to look. I mean, I could say, well, he went 91-0. So to me, that's better. You know what I mean? It maybe. Coley had me laughing my ass off when he shook off that Parker shot. Yeah, and then he got knocked out. No, I'm not showing the chat that crap. It was 89-0? Okay. Was it 89? Wasn't 91? It was 89. That's crazy, though. Tank stand alert? What's that mean? What's a tank stand alert? What's a stand? Like somebody who sweats somebody? Stan should be the male name for a Karen. It should be a Stan. I feel like. Shakur beats Tank. Boss Banga. Maybe. Especially after what we just saw, right? '89 is crazy. We just don't know a lot of his opponents in that time. No, but we know a lot of them too. Roger Mayweather, Greg Haugen, Hector Camacho. But we know a lot of them. Super fan, Stan. Okay. Like the Eminem song, right. Notice Inoue quiet, active, not on social media, just a killer. Yeah, exactly. That's how Hagler was. Sonny Liston was like that. When the last time Tank hurt an opponent that wasn't coming up or down without a weight stipulation? I don't know. I'm waiting on a new EA Fight Night. You're going to be waiting for a while. Greatest father-son boxing team ever. You talking about father that trains the son, or are you talking about father and son that fought separately as professionals? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Haney's ready. Haney's ready for what? What's Haney ready for? I look a little dark, huh? Let me see something. Oh, I need an update on this fucking camera. Can't do it now, though. Let me see. I'm going to make this a little brighter. I feel like it's a little dark. Adjustments. Brightness. Oh, that's too bright. Contrast, saturation, sharpness. Let's see, is that better? No, same shit. All right, hold on. All right. Wait, let me refresh this. My bad. Fought that JC. Oh, yeah, it might be Chavez and Jr. because they're both world champions. Ryan Garcia's garbage? Okay. Yes, we are. Don't forget about him retiring Meldrick Taylor. Well, I thought Meldrick Taylor should have won that fight, so I don't. Tarko. I don't agree with that. Keyshawn probably thumping harder than Tank. Nah, chill. Chill. Tank doesn't get in the ring. Nah, chill. You remember I said I would super chat more if you were black? Pragmatic move. Best division in boxing right now, weakest division right now. Cruiserweight's always the fucking weakest. Actually, no. Strawweight, which is the 108 pounds. That's like the lowest division. Strawweight's always the weakest. Best division? I don't know. 54 maybe? That I don't know. I'm going to need you to laugh at my bad jokes too, homie. You got to step up the jokes a little bit. I agree. Who really watching one? Nah, nobody. Like, nobody. If there was a dude knocking people out mercilessly, they would. Prince Nassim put the spotlight on featherweight. He brought the money and the spotlight to featherweights. I think Beterbiev is a hardest puncher. Beterbiev, though, is a cumulative puncher. Inoue and Tank are one shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's a great question. I don't like it. And what are you going to do? We keep building and building and do more raffles. See how it shines? Shining. It's kind of dark in here. That's why it's maybe I'm darko. It's dark outside. It's just got suddenly cloudy. Good thing I took a walk earlier when it was sunny. They say that the body needs 10 to 15 minutes of natural sunlight a day for the vitamin D. I got some D for you. Shut up. I think better be a hardest puncher. Did Ness contact YouTube higher ups to blackball you? I hope not. It's a marathon. It's shining like Jack Nicholson. Hey, yo. Hey, man. That's what we used to do back in the day. Like, yo, you got that D? I'm like, I got some D for you. That's how we used to make fun of each other. I keep telling you guys that. That's how we used to make fun of each other. It'd be pauses, shit that you would say pause to now. Like, yo, I got to get this D. My doctor's order, labs came back. And then we'll be like, yeah, I got some D for you. Everybody laughs. People aren't like, ooh, whoa, pause. Oh, ooh. Nah, everybody will laugh. That's how it was. Do you have a business degree? I do not. No. Marco, don't remember the rematch. Julia knocked him out again. Yeah, I do remember the rematch. I do. He should have lost that first fight, though. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. 90s were a different time, yeah. Tank knocks out track star Shakur. Possibly. The spicy arrow on us. That's how it was. I wish I had one of my old heads in here, Superman or Rob or somebody, but they're not here. So what can we do? CJ knows. You do that shit in California, CJ? Did you invite people to the genitalia as jokes? Because that's what we did all the time. Generation is super sensitive. I know. I know. I know. Pause shit is out of control. I love Cameron and Mace, but come on. They were the ones like, come on. Pause, bro, don't mention genitalia to another man. See? See? That's what we get. Can't even talk about shit anymore. I still use that D joke. How old are you, AB? You're young, right? Aren't you in your 20s? AB. These nuts was a big one. Yeah. Like we would actually 32, okay, old enough. Devin, we would actually try to get you. Like, yo, I can't believe you felt that. And they'll be like, felt what? Like, these nuts on your face. You know, like we would just, it would be nonstop. See, it makes me laugh thinking about it. But, you know, whatever. Because you get them. They're not expecting it. You'd be like, yo, can you hold this? Hold what? Dig. All right, it would be, all right, I'm going to stop. When we were young, we would fight our friends and be best friends in the same hour. Exactly. That's a fact. Mom jokes were big, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like we would just sit there and talk about how we banged our boys' moms in school. That shit was so funny. We would just be like if we're late, we come in and dude's like, oh, this fucking guy's always late. I'm like, sorry, man, I was plowing your mom's like hard and she wouldn't let me leave. Like she kept holding, like she's like, please don't, please no, my husband won't be home for. I told her I gotta go to school, bitch. That's what we would do, and the shit was funny, to me at least. Most white boys joke around with the gay shit. Mexicans and blacks don't do it. That's back in the day, in the 90s, absolutely everybody did it. In New York City, at least. Yeah, D's Nuts is a classic game. Marco, you like Wendy's? That's so random. Not really. I was a Burger King dude more so, and McDonald's. Same shit. Try to be clever. Yeah, exactly. You got to get them. Why do you think Karen, the guy who fought Boots, don't get a lot of attention? He went 24 rounds with Boots. I don't know. Maybe he's kind of boring. Facts. Because he's kind of boring, maybe. Me and Marco grew up together, minus the accent. Word. Wendy's nuts hit your chin. Ah, I like that. See, that's a good one. I never heard that one. Wendy's. You like Wendy's? Yeah. You like Wendy's nuts hit your? That's a good one. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that today. Thank you, Adi. What's up? I know you're cold. I don't eat it anymore. Pineapples over apples. Bro felt. Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. That was good. I know me. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it, but McDonald's is good too. But it didn't hit as well as if we were in person and you said it right after my answer. Still hit though. Don't you always say if a fighter don't respond to the ref, he has no choice but to call a knockdown rather than 12 rounds? If a fighter doesn't respond to the ref, I don't get what you're saying. Good one. What's up, Ring? Hoops? Whatever we call you. What up? What up? No, the what's up commercial, Mark? Oh yeah. What's that? Yeah, remember that. I remember that commercial. That was big. I miss the commercials. That's the problem now. Everything's like back then. Whatever was on TV was gold. That was like that ruled. Now you have so many avenues, internet. You know, so many different. We all can't kind of watch the same shit and bond over it. Just like half the time, it's like, yo, have you seen this video? Like, no, I didn't see it. Step on a crack. I don't know what that means, but okay. Step on a crack. Yeah, okay, now you're going too far. That one's obvious. And it doesn't make sense. Imagine these nuts dragging on your face. Yeah, I get it. But that doesn't make sense because you wouldn't get somebody with that. The Wendy's thing makes sense. Like, oh, do you like Wendy's? But do you imagine dragging? I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? TV shows and movies are trash now because all been done. Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. Fact erroneous. Hold on. Let's see if Shaq got back to me. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, my bad. Now you guys are trying to hit me with all these dick jokes. Yeah, I know. I already called that one out. Yeah, I know that one too. Both of these nuts on your mouth. I know. You guys can't get me with them, like, especially because a D got me once. Now I'm ready for it. It's just not going to happen. I was like the king of this shit. It is a band, but by him saying, "Do you imagine Dragon?" It's obvious what he's going to say. He should have said, "Do you like Imagine Dragon?" And he should have said that, not "Do you imagine Dragon?" That gave it away. Mara got the strap and the strap on, maybe. The ref called it a knockdown. How can it be a robbery? You're talking about Taylor versus Chavez? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I don't remember one making a song like that. Never heard of it. Because Taylor clearly got up by like 5 or 6. He got up way before the 10 count. The fight should have continued. He was up. He was fine. He wasn't wobbling. He just looked over at his cornerman who jumped up on the ring apron, probably being, I don't know why he jumped up, but so that's why it's a robbery. The fight should have been allowed to continue. And if the ref just says, by the time the ref wiped the gloves on his shirt, the bell rings. Like, Chavez wasn't even going to throw one more punch at him. It was over. That's why. Tim Bradley fucking gets up at the last second knockdown against Ruslan Provodnikov. They don't stop it. It was the same shit. That's why. But he wasn't responding to the ref. He looked over for a second because his Lou Duva jumped up on the ring apron. Literally, just for a second, and then looked back. That's it. He wasn't hurt. You know, we all know boxing. He was not hurt. We've seen dudes hurt. Mike Tyson getting up from Buster, when he finally gets up, even though he falls into the ref's arms, that's hurt. Not getting up fine, looking, and then looking over for a second, then looking back, and then he stops it. Didn't even give him a chance. Intro, my last one. Worst ass whooping, Haney versus Garcia, Spence versus Bud. Spence versus Bud. Because Haney and Garcia went 12 rounds. Garcia was being very inactive for most of that fight. I can also see Mont beating Tank even more convincingly in a rematch. Yeah, man. I think Tank's going to beat him in a close decision. Marco Magasayo is a big hitter. Mark Magasayo. I don't know who that is. You're not a real legend until you get controversial win. True that. That's true. That is the truth. True indeedy. All right, peoples. I'm going to bounce. I might actually go live because I think my wife's going to go to the fucking store later. I'm going to sit in the car because I'm not going in the store with her. That's mad boring. But I might go live later. Maybe I'll go on Instagram or something. But I'll definitely be on for the fights tonight. But yeah. All right. You guys are dope. Remember, don't forget to put in the raffles for this if you want it. And we will rock out tonight for Zepeda and Farmer. Peace.